Welcome back, everyone. We're up to lesson 2 of unit 4. There are no new lesson notes for this lesson. We are going to use the same lesson notes for the entire first half of the unit of unit 4. So those are these lesson notes that you copied down before watching the video for lesson 1. So we're going to go right to the examples. The tuition at a particular college was $30,000 in 2012. The following equation represents the tuition cost as a function of t, the number of years since 2012. So there's our function. Number 1, find the tuition cost in 2015. So 2015, I got to figure out what I'm going to plug in for t. T is the number of years. T is the number of years since 2012. So 2015 is how many years later? Well, that's going to be 3 years later. So I'm going to plug in 3 for T. So what I'm going to calculate is going to be 30,000 times 1.04 to the power of 3. Since 2015 is 3 years later. So let's calculate that. So 30,000 times 1.04 to the power of 3. And there's my answer. So $33,745.92. So $33,745.92. So there's your answer to number 1. Number 2, find the tuition cost for this year. So we are in the year 2021. So 2021 would be how many years later? So 2021 would be 9 years later. So to figure out the answer, we're going to take my equation and I'm going to replace the 3 with a 9 to find the tuition cost in 2021. So 30,000 times 1.04 to the power of 9, since 2021, again, is 9 years after 2012. Okay, just a reminder that it is 2021 at the time that I am recording this video. So I'm going to change the 3 to a 9, and there would be my answer. So $42,699. So $42,699 and 35 cents. So $42,699 and 35 cents. Number 3, based on this information, what was the cost of tuition in 2007? Based on this information, what was the cost of tuition in 2007? This one's interesting because this is based on a starting value of $30,000 in 2012. They want us to use that information to find what was the cost in 2007. So the question is, what am I going to plug in as my exponent, as my t value in this case? Well, think about this. The $30,000 was in 2012. 2007 was how many years earlier than that? Well, 2007 is 5 years before 2012. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my equation, so 30,000 times 1.04, but I'm actually going to plug in -5 as my exponent. And what that -5 means, it doesn't mean negative money. It means what was the cost 5 years prior to this. And of course, 5 years prior to this was 2007. So it turns out the only thing I need to do is I need to change the exponent to a -5 to be able to find the value 5 years prior to this. So if I change this to a -5, I get a value of $24,657. So $24,657.81. Okay. So that's this first set of examples here. Number 4, a business purchased a van for $40,000 in 2008. The value of the van depreciates. Depreciates means it goes down. So the value of the van depreciates at a rate of 15% per year. Find the value of the van in 2009. So we're going to go to our formula. Okay. So our initial value in this case is going to be 40 grand. Okay. Now in this case, we are going down at a rate of 15% per year. So I know that 15% is 0.15. Okay. So my decay factor is going to be 1 minus 0.15 since I'm going down. So 1 minus 0.15 is going to be 0.85. So that right there is my decay factor. So I'm going to plug in 0.85 for B. And then 2009 is how many years later? That's 1 year later. So I need to calculate 40,000 times 0.85 to the power of 1. So 40,000 times 0.85 to the power of 1. So let's calculate that. 40,000 times 0.85 to the power of 1. So that's 34,000. So 1 year later, it has a value of $34,000. So that's your answer to number 4. Find the value of the van in 2014. So 2014 is how many years later? So 2008 to 2014 is going to be 6 years. So to find the value in 2014, I'm going to calculate 40,000 times 0.85 to the power of 6. So 40,000 times 0.85 to the power of 6. So let's calculate that. So 40,000 times 0.85, and I'm just going to change this 1 to a 6. There's my value. So $15,085.98. So $15,085.98. Okay, so there's your answer to number 5. Number 6, which graph correctly represents the value of the van? Well, the key in this case was we figured out that after 1 year, we figured out at number 4 that after 1 year it had a value of $34,000. So in this case, the only graph that shows it has a value of $34,000 after 1 year is this graph right here. This one can't be the answer because it's an exponential growth graph, and we know that the value of the van is decreasing. This one shows a value of 20 grand after 1 year. This one shows a value of 25,500 after 1 year. This one is the only one that correctly shows a value of $34,000 after 1 year. So the answer to number 6 is graph B. So the answer to number 6 is graph B. And that is it for this lesson.